Well, hey guys, I'm live again. I don't know if anyone will come and join me. But as I'm prone to do while I'm sorting out these like little scrappies of yarn because I'm creating tassels, and I was going to create a multicolored tassel, and then I decided I didn't want to create a multicolored tassel, that I wanted four different solid colors of four different tassels like this. So now I have to unseparate my scraps to put them right back in the same pattern. And as I'm prone to do, it's no secret that I'm going through a little bit of an existential crisis, and so I thought I would inappropriately talk about it on the internet. Victor's asleep. My makeup looks awful. I might as well talk through my existential crisis on the internet, and maybe I'll get to a little higher level of understanding of why this is occurring. I have no idea. I am so frustrated though. Like I truly and sincerely don't know what else to do. I truly and sincerely don't know what else I need to do. I'm tired. I'm frustrated with the fact that I never in my life envisioned a reality where I would literally be saying the same thing every single day for years on end. For years. And I would still have to say the same. I am living in fucking Groundhog's Day. This is not an exaggeration of what this feels like. I feel like I get up, I say the same thing over and over and over again with almost exactly the same wording to the same audience. And every once in a while, we get new people to join us. But it's like then they hear the same thing every single day over and over and over again. And then I write about the same thing every day, and I tweet about the same thing every day, and I make videos about the same thing every day, and everything I do is centering around this thing, and then I go to sleep. And then I get up again and I sit and I just do it's over and over and over and over and over again. And still I am met with the same questions every single day. Even though I have provided receipts for every single claim that I've made. Every single one. It's not coming from me. There are, for any subject that I'm speaking to on any given day, I have shown dozens of videos at a minimum to back up what I'm saying using the words of other people. So that you know it's not coming from me, you know it's not something that I'm making up, you're seeing it directly from the source. And that's still not good enough. It's not good enough. So then I go and I do undercover journalism and I do investigative journalism. I get you even better fucking sources. I get you even closer. It's not fucking good enough. And nothing I do seems to work. And now I'm getting angry and I'm getting frustrated. And as fiery as I might be, I don't actually like being angry all the goddamn time. And that's what it's starting to feel like. And it's like not directed at any specific person. But then I also have to go into qualifiers every single time I talk about it. I have to do 18 qualifiers for every single thing that I say. Because if I don't do a full 18 qualifiers for every single thing that I say repeatedly every single day of my fucking life, then someone's going to get offended. And then that someone's going to start having feelings all over my fucking chat. And then that person's going to want to be coddled. And that person is going to want me to pat them on the back and say it's okay and stop everything to take care of the emotions of some random fucking anonymous person on the internet, when that person has been watching my shows for God knows how long and is forcing me into saying the same thing every single day over and over and over and over and over again. And then I get to go on Twitter and I get to be called fat and ugly about 70 times every single day. And then I get to, get hate mail from people. And then I get to it's like what the fuck? What the fuck? And unlike the things that most people are talking about on the fucking internet, the thing I'm talking about, it's actually important. It's going to impact everyone. It's going to impact everyone. There's not going to be a single fucking person who is not impacted by this. But nope, not good enough. Not good enough. Not fucking good enough. And on top of all of that, I have influencers stealing my work, bastardizing my work, things that I might spend thousands of dollars to go and get is then stolen by some fucking unethical influencer who doesn't do any journalism on their own, just steals shit from other people all the time, or goes on fucking TikTok. It's like, I don't know how to solve this problem. I just don't know how to solve this problem. My mind was blown tonight on Socialism Saturday. And here's the thing is the person who sent the super chats, I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's actually trying to understand. So I'm not saying, and I have to qualify this, remember, because I have to qualify every fucking thing that I say. I don't think the person who sent the super chats is a bad person, and I will always be grateful when people donate money to my work because I can't do it without people doing that. But when I'm in the middle of a presentation where the presenters have literally said, it's capitalism, it's capitalism, it's capitalism, it's capitalism, 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 at least 4 dozen times. There was no coded language in tonight's Socialism Saturday. It was not coded. They were saying capitalism over and over and over and over and over again. And every single time they said capitalism, I paused the video. I repeated the same lines I repeat every day to make sure that maybe we can get a clip later that I can show people, because in order to get those clips, I have to repeat the same lines over and over and over and over and over and over and over again to make sure I have a concise clip. So you repeat the same lines. You pause it, you rewind it, you listen again, you repeat the same lines again, you pause it, you rewind it, you listen again. I did this over and over and over and over and over again tonight. And I still got asked, if they mean capitalism, why don't they just say capitalism? And that might seem like a simple thing, but you need to understand that I literally hear that every single goddamn day. It's not that this was just one time tonight. It was not even this one person. I literally hear this every single day. And I'm like, they do say capitalism, motherfuckers. They've been saying fucking capitalism all goddamn night. And if it can be put right in front of people, that clearly, with no mistake, no misunderstanding, there's no fucking coded language. Sometimes socialists, when they're talking to other socialists, actually just do say what they mean. And we watch a lot of that video, and it's put out there right in front of you. They've said capitalism no less than 4 dozen times, the explicit word, and I still get hit with, if they mean capitalism, then why aren't they just saying it? Well, how can you possibly say that whiteness is code for capitalism? Why don't they just say capitalism? And I'm like, have you missed the entire first 2 hours of this? Because clearly I just wasted 2 fucking hours of my time, because when they're saying it over and over and over and over and over and over again and people can't hear it. Why can't they hear it? This is not willful ignorance. This is not a mistake. This is willful fucking. I guess maybe, no, it's not even that though. It's like they literally cannot hear it. What is it? That's not going to work. What is it that prevents conservatives? Because it's always fucking conservatives. Always. And I'm not saying it's every conservative because I have to qualify it now because I have to qualify every fucking thing that I say lest I might hurt someone's fucking feelings. It's not every conservative that does this, but every single time, every single day of my life, the people that cause me the most fucking headaches by a mile and a half are conservatives. Yes, I am sure that conservatives are really that fucking stupid that this is not deliberate. So I don't know what I'm doing. I was honestly so fucking blown away tonight. Again, it seems like a little thing, right? It's again, I tried to explain the other night. It's little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing, little thing. It's a tiny little fucking thing in the grand scheme of things. It is a tiny fucking thing. Well, I can't just ignore them when I am trying to teach a fucking class and me reading the chat and me interacting with the chat is actually essential for how this all works. If I can't read my chat and interact with the chat, then it doesn't work. So, no, I can't ignore them because I can't just read selective chats. I have to read all of the chats to be able to discern who is a real person and who is a fake person, who actually has a real question and who doesn't, who has a good comment that should be highlighted and who doesn't. That is the point of all of this. So continuing to say just ignore them, just ignore them, just ignore them is not the answer. And perhaps I would direct that advice to people in the chat who get their feelings all in a fucking twist every single time something is said that they don't like that hurts their goddamn feelings. Because you know what? Things get said about me every single day that hurt my feelings, and I don't get to spend any goddamn time crying about it. So why are we coddling people in my chat under anonymous fucking screen names because they're upset because they think everything is directed at them personally? And then they get disruptive and they get fucking belligerent, and it's the same pattern every single time. It is exactly the same pattern every single time. It is not about the fucking mods. Why are you not listening to what I'm saying? Listening is the entire fucking basis of this. If you're going to participate, then you need to fucking listen because I just explained to you that it has nothing to do with the mods. You're still not listening, which is entirely the fucking point. It is impossible to do what I am doing without looking at and interacting with the chat. That is not going to happen. It seems conservatives just want entertainment, owning the libs, and are being told they're winning pretty much what Dim Fool does, which they consume religiously. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's very, very, very true. And I'm not an entertainer. I never signed up to be an entertainer. The purpose of this was never to be an entertainer. I'm not gonna do a song and dance. I'm not gonna coddle your feelings. I never agreed to that. I never ever agreed to it. Nope, they are not secret leftists. No, do not pull this is a conservative talking point. I'm sorry. Do you know how many times I've heard this? They're not really they're not conservatives. They can't possibly be conservatives. Conservatives would never do that. Those are secret leftists. You just don't know yet because you're a leftist. You just don't know. They're secret. No, they're not secret leftists, bro. No. Do you know how many times I've heard that? No. Uh-uh. No. Yeah, well, I've thought about doing a members only thing. I really have, but then that severely limits the reach. And then if I do that too, then I get you claim you're doing something important to the world, but you demand people pay you money to access it. Are you a grifter? You're a grifter. You must be a grifter. Do you know how many people say that now because I charge an optional voluntary subscription to my Substack, which is PS, the fucking purpose of Substack, the entire app is built around being able to write and make money. It is literally the only thing that people do on that app is write and make money. But no, I'll get called the grifter 19 ways from Sunday for using an app as it's designed to be used. Plus the fact conservatives only care about their own utopia, blaming the gays and the trans for everything, not even knowing what queer is. Yeah, yeah. Well, they're more interested in hating the gays than they are in winning, and we've always known that. That turns into a similar situation like Tim Pool having to end his site, you have to pay to even see the news. Yeah, well, but this is the thing, it's like, when the general public makes so much fucking trouble that it becomes no longer fucking worth it, because that's almost where I'm at. I mean, the reality is with YouTube, I'm kind of almost at the members only thing because the reality is with YouTube, I get 10 times the views on my Substack that I do on my YouTube. And so I can use my Substack to probably drive new memberships in the Substack. I don't know how many memberships YouTube actually drives. I really don't because I know I get significantly more views on Substack than I get here. And so would it actually hurt me? I don't know the answer to that, but there's a chance that it might not. From a purely financial perspective, there's a chance that I would still be able to bring in and grow at the rate that I've been growing since I really started pushing Substack, which is pretty significant. Not exactly where I wanted it to be, but pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know how they find it, but I don't think it's primarily from YouTube because, again, I get 10 times the views on my Substack that I get on my YouTube. I'm tired of fighting this fight when I don't think my work's ever gonna be recognized. I don't think my work is ever gonna be taken seriously. And I have to I feel like I'm living in goddamn Groundhog's Day. See, and then we have people like this, and Rick, I mean no disrespect, I really don't, but this is where I'm like, No one really cares about this. This is truly where I'm like, people don't really care about this because the topic that I talk about is the impending socialist takeover of the United States. It's not an insignificant thing. We're not talking like, I'm not sharing recipes here, bro. I'm not doing knitting videos. I'm not even talking about pop culture most of the time. I'm not doing anything fun or whimsical or like unimportant. I literally focus like, what 80% of my time plus on the impending socialist takeover of America, and you care so much about it that you won't leave YouTube to find out about it. This is where I'm like, truly and sincerely, people don't really care about this. They're like, "You know what? You're right, Carlin, your work is so important. That socialist takeover, man, that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck real bad. That's gonna cause that a lot of people are gonna die. But, maybe it's not important enough for me to leave YouTube for." I think that might be I'm just very comfortable on YouTube. I don't like going on other websites. And if I have to choose, socialist takeover, I guess, is important, but my comfort on YouTube. Do you see what I'm saying? And again, I'm not trying to be a bitch or anything, but I'm like, really? 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 I never wanted to be on YouTube. The only I wanted to be on YouTube insofar as I wanted to make videos for clients to talk about, like, workplace stuff, because it was easier for me to, like, do that than it was, like, write about it, because it's just easier for me to talk about that, and so I had been making videos on another site. I stopped using that site. I started a YouTube channel. I That was, like, the only I didn't ever think I was gonna have 100,000 plus subscribers. This was not a plan in any way. And then, like, a month and a half, like, not even a month and a half, like, a month after I started my YouTube channel for real and I started posting workplace content, then I went viral on the internet, and overnight I had 10,000 subscribers that didn't want my workplace content, they wanted politics. But I never anticipated doing this. This was not in the cards. I didn't I've never wanted to be on the internet. I don't like being on video. I don't like having my picture taken. I don't like being a public person. I don't like it at all. And yet here I am every single day. I talked about this the other day. I had a dream the other night where I was in prison for something I said, and it wasn't like a normal prison. It was like a ritzy country club type prison where I was trapped in this like environment with all these rich fucking people where I couldn't leave. And it might not have seemed like it was that bad because it was like a rich country club type prison with all these ritzy people, but I was like, I it was like my very definition of fucking hell. And then on top of that, I get stuck in this Groundhog Day loop where I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over again. And I can't imagine, by the way, me saying the same thing over and over and over again is good for someone like Reagan, who Reagan has literally been to almost every stream I've done for like what Reagan, almost 4 fucking years. Like, but I cannot figure out a way to do this. I can't figure out a way to do this. Well, no, I can't do that because it would take me about 5 times as long to do a video if I wrote a script for it, and then recording it, and then editing it, and then exporting it. It would take the reason that I do everything live and unscripted is because it takes significantly less time to do, and time is a luxury I do not have. So no, that's not something I can do because I don't have a producer. I don't have people doing stuff for me like James Lindsay does. I do everything myself. So I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But my anger towards people who are just like willfully not getting it is insane. You know, I had someone leave a comment on the channel today. She said, "When are you gonna be at ARC with Jordan Peterson and the whole crew?" And I refrained from telling her, I don't know that I wanna be involved in any globalist endeavor because, like, ARC is just a right wing reaction to the WEF. I don't wanna be involved in the WEF. Why would I wanna be involved in the rights version of the WEF, which is what my perception of ARC is? It's like its own little fucking it's the WEF rejects who are pissed off that they were rejected from WEF and weren't invited to the cool kids table, and they said, "Don't worry, we're gonna make our own cool kids table over here." It's a globalist conservative initiative. Like what like this is not a good idea. So I refrained from saying that when this person commented on my channel and said, "When are you gonna be at ARC with Jordan Peterson and the whole crew?" And I said, "Never." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "I'm not in their clique," which is also true, which is another reason I won't ever be at it. And she replied, "I guess I kind of think everyone on the side of a free society is a clique." Oh no. Oh no. No. I just see you as such a massive weapon and voice. You're impactful and helpful, and you just seem like you very much belong as part of the ARC community member. You're kind of a big deal and a badass, if you ask me. And I'm like, okay, she said really nice things, and it's really nice to hear nice things. And so I feel kind of bad when I have to tell her, like, you think there's not clicks? There are cliques, and trust me, I ain't in their clique, and I'm never gonna be in their clique because they can't control what I say and what I do, and I'm not famous enough for them anyway, so it doesn't really matter the content of what I'm doing or the quality of what I'm doing or the fact that no one else is actually doing what I'm doing. None of that matters. What matters is I'm not in their clique. I'm not a conservative. They don't like that I'm not a conservative. They don't like that they can't control me. They don't like that I'm unpredictable, and they know if I see something corrupt, I'm going to fucking say it. And I'm not famous enough for them, and I'm not thin enough for them, and I don't have the right haircut for them, and all that's true too, by the way, because remember, conservatives care about image more than they care about anything else. They can't control my talking points, and most of them probably think I'm an evil bitch, and I don't want to, and it's like this is there are cliques, and you're either in the cliques or you're out of the cliques. Now, again, this ARC thing, I think it's a globalist thing, and I don't necessarily even want to be involved in that. But yo, like, do you know, like, I get stuff like that all the time from people, and again, it's very nice when people say nice things, and I appreciate the compliments, and I know people are sincere with their compliments, and people don't understand. See, my desk is all shaky for some reason. I don't know, I moved my camera, and now my camera is all shaking around. Anyway, so I had my elbows on the desk. People don't understand that for most people doing this, it's just entertainment. They view it as a competition. They have their friends, they have their allies, they're all in competition with them too, but they have their allies, and then they have the people they will never, ever, ever touch, and I'm one of the people they will never touch because they cannot control me. And I have to say that to people over and over and over again because I get asked that question all the time, "Carlin, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that?" Well, why don't you ask them? They won't answer you like I will because they're smart enough to not actually have authentic conversations on the internet. They would never interact with their audience the way I do because they know that anything they say can and will be used against them. They would never deviate from the standard talking points that they've all come to agree over about the messaging strategy for their new conservative global right globalist initiative. Like, and it just gets dull, man. It's like, again, I appreciate you saying nice things, and I appreciate that you want more people to see it. I really, really do. And I appreciate that you think that all of the people on this side somehow work together and coordinate with each other, because that would be the smart thing to do. That would be the intelligent thing to do. But they're never going to do that. Why? Because they're entertainers. They don't actually care about winning. They care about being famous and making money and having status and being in the right community and being in the right clique and networking, darling. That's what they care about. And if they feel like they can use someone, they will bring someone into their clique, and then the moment that you are not useful to them, they will remove you entirely. You know? Or the moment you say the wrong thing that doesn't follow the approved talking points. Jenny's getting inky with it says, one would think people would at least be interested in the content just as a means to know enough to avoid the gulag when things get to that point. One would think. One would think. We are still doing member Zooms for the foreseeable future. That's not Sarah, if I can't get people to listen to me when I say something, do you think I'm gonna get people to read a goddamn FAQ? I'm just scrolling down the chat. Oh, Walkaway's a massive grifting organization. Matt, like, I'm not gonna go into that. Recording things like that doesn't save me time. I would still have to explain it all anyway. Hang on, I'm just catching up with the chat. So I don't know what to do. It's not that I don't have passion for this, because I obviously and clearly do. This is an obsession. I can't stop fucking thinking about it. I don't know why. Life would be a lot fucking better for me if I could stop thinking about it. It's not that there isn't gratification when there are people that I do know that I help and that I do teach and that do understand. There's a lot of gratification. But what is the purpose of what I'm doing? I am never going to have a large audience. The content that I do is niche. It's never going to be for mass consumption. I'm not going to be an entertainer. I can't get it any more simple than what I already have. It's already simplified as much as it's going to be simplified, and it's still too complicated for people to understand. And I'm certainly not going to do a song and a dance or wear a low cut top and go to the gym and lose 50 pounds and just have the right haircut and just show off your tits and it'll be like, no, I'm not going to do any of that bullshit. I'm not going to beg people to listen. I'm kind of like, if you want to suffer in the Marxist utopia, have fun, man. I do not care enough to try to convince you otherwise anymore. I don't care. I don't care. The problem with conservatives is they don't call out the left as Marxist. Maybe Trump does occasionally, but we could learn a lot from Malay. Trump doesn't even know what the real problems are. Like, conservatives are all convinced that Trump is going to save us all. Yo, I've had that. I'm like, Carlin, don't worry. Trump is going to get elected president and he's going to save us. Really? Carlin, this is why we need to elect Trump, because he's going to save us from all. Really? So I'm never going to have the biggest audience in the world. So, because I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna present an inauthentic someone actually had the fucking nerve on the stream where I was talking about quitting, like, last week. Someone had the fucking nerve to tell me. They were like, "Carlin, here's what you need to do. You need to hire a PR company, and you need to ask them for advice on how to improve your image. And then you need to do a rebrand and a relaunch, and you need to listen to the advice that they give you because you have an image problem, and a really good PR company would help with the image." I would rather never be on the fucking internet again and watch this country slide right into the Marxist utopia that it's going to after the Democrats win again in 2024 because the conservatives can't get their shit together to save their lives. I would rather watch this whole country turn into a Marxist hellscape and to laugh every single fucking minute of it than to hire a PR firm to rebrand me, to present some sort of fucking inauthentic facade to suck up to people who are not smart enough to understand what I'm talking about anyway. I'm sure you mean well, but I don't know who you are. So I don't work with people that I don't know. If you want to come to the Zoom and talk, then I would be open to talking, but I don't like, you know, I don't have time to fuck around. Well, this is the other thing too. People don't want to see it. They don't have to deal with it. All I see is socialism everywhere and everyday speak. It is driving me nuts. I'm being entertained is a lot easier. Yo, all I see is socialism everywhere. Once you learn the language of this bullshit, you see it everywhere. Every goddamn where. People who don't understand how to speak socialist don't understand this pain. And the vast majority of people do not know how to speak socialist. I really think that the only people who know how to speak socialist are the people who come to my socialism streams like every single week. And once you see it, that's it. You're done. Like there is the term ignorance is bliss was invented for this topic because you truly and sincerely do not understand how the socialist left works and how powerful they are until you learn how to speak their language, and then you hear it everywhere. Everywhere, in every commercial, in every movie, on every website, at every company, in ways that you didn't see before, because you learn how to pick out nuances and phrases that are innocuous to most people that you don't pick up on until you learn how to speak the language, and then all of a sudden you start seeing exactly the same line in a completely different way, and this is now the world that I live in every single day of my fucking life. I don't wanna quit, but I don't know how to be successful in this without, like, driving myself fucking insane. Oh, is that who? I apologize. Hang on, I'll get to that super I apologize if I didn't recognize you. But again, like, if you wanna come to the Zoom and talk, Awakening Wonder, like, come and talk and I will probably recognize your face, but It has been a stressful time, so I didn't mean to offend you. Carlin would rather fall on her sword than become someone she's not, point blank yeah, that's exactly right. I would rather just disappear and never be heard from again than be forced to go through a PR fucking rebranding to become someone I'm not. Like, you wanna talk about my very definition of hell? I am perfectly fine if people love me or hate me. I'm perfectly fine with that. What I'm not fine with is pretending to be something I'm not to get people to fucking like me so that they get around to opening their ears and listen to how the country is descending into a socialist goddamn hellscape. These socialist Saturday videos can be next level hard to jump into. I listened to a lot of James Lindsay before I ended up here, and I was still like, what the fuck is going on here? That's because James Lindsay is not doing a good job of teaching his audience how the language is showing up in the real world. That's why it's so difficult. And listen, I'm sick of beating around the bush on this because every time fucking James Lindsay gets brought up to me, which by the way, this is another topic I have to speak to every single fucking day, I'm always very deferential to him because I do have a tremendous amount of respect for James. I dedicated the final chapter in my book to James. I've been deeply inspired by his work ethic. There's a lot of good things I can say about him, which I have to say every single time his name gets brought up. But I'm tired of beating around the bush about this. James has done a really fucking shitty job of teaching his audience how this stuff shows up in the real world. So when people like John listen to a ton of James Lindsay, they think they have a good idea of what's going on. And I'm not saying they don't understand anything because that's not true. James teaches a lot of things, but what James does not teach is how does this practically show up in the real world? What we do on my channel is fundamentally different than what he is doing. And that's not good or bad. People are allowed to do different things. But what I am showing people is how it shows up in the real world. And I don't know how to make it easier. I don't know how to make it easier than to just show you. James Lindsay speaks to academics and isolates the rest, if that makes sense. No, it does make sense. This is what I've been saying to people. Again, Lindsay, as valuable as he is, he focuses a lot on stuff normies don't care about nor understand. Not everyone has a functional understanding of philosophy. Some of us do, but not everyone else. It's not unquantifiable, Brian. I know explicitly what my reach is. I can look at numbers and see. I can look at numbers and see. And I can see how many people value my work and I can see how many people do not value my work. I can look at it and see. Have you ever searched for me on Truth Social? And no, Trump has never responded. There's nothing going on Truth Social. Like, there's no reason for me to be on Truth Social in any sort of active way. So is that myth-informed conference just a grift? Do the names are all people you were... They're more interested in being famous than they are in winning. More interested in being famous. So, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be successful. I really just don't. I don't know how to be successful the way things currently are. And then the question is, if there's no way for me to be successful, then what am I doing? Then what am I doing? I'm hoping and praying on a star that I'm hoping and praying on a star that someday people will start to see value in my work, that someday it'll be recognized, maybe. I'm tired of hoping and praying upon a star, you know? I'm just tired. I feel like I got too far ahead of everyone else, and I didn't mean to. It wasn't the intention, and I can't now that I am so far ahead of everyone else, I can't slow down. I can't back up. I can't put my head back to where it was 2 years ago. Colt, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate it. And I know that people value what I do, and I know that people care, and I don't wanna and it's like, I don't wanna dismiss any of that because it's like, I know that I am very, very lucky and I am very, very blessed to have a lot of people that support me and a lot of people that care about what I do and a lot of people that do see the value in what I do. I really do understand that. I really, really do. And I'm not unappreciative of what people do because some people do quite a bit, and it really is it's very, very humbling. But if I can't be successful at something, and I don't think there's any possible way that what I'm doing is going to have the impact that I would like it to, I would have to change myself too much, and I'm not willing to do it. I am not willing to sell out. If I can't be who I am to teach people how the country is gonna be destroyed, if I'm required to adhere to a certain brand fucking guidelines, it's not worth it. I don't think we're gonna be able to save the country either way. And so and only in such a fucked up world would that be a requirement, by the way. Only in such a fucked up world would it be a requirement that I change who I am in order to teach people about socialism. Like, isn't that, like, so fucking ridiculous and contradictory? I desperately want a way to make this work, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Success looks like teaching enough people to be able to make a difference, and I don't think I will ever be able to teach enough people to make a difference. I don't think I will ever be able to teach enough people to make a difference. Because people care more about internet bullshit and drama and than they care about what the truth is. People only want the truth when it aligns with what they want to hear. They don't want the truth when it doesn't. The educational system isn't the problem. The conservative influencers are the problem. The conservative influencers are the biggest fucking problem that I have. The conservative influencers are the problem that I will never be able to overcome. Never, ever, ever. No, because I don't. Bro, I used to write for Forbes. Like, I used to write for Forbes. I still get. Do you know what? Fun story. Side note. Do you guys know Cider? Cider is a high school kid that hangs around the channel sometimes. And a couple years ago, Cider sent me a recording of his Zoom class in the lesson that his teacher was teaching about systemic racism and all with critical race theory in it. And I put it on the channel. And that was all leaked to me from like a 15-year-old kid. He leaked me his high school Zoom class because he had been watching my channel and he understood when he got to the lesson on critical race theory and he had the presence of mind to record it and send it to me. Anyway, Cider DM'd me the other day and said, "Look, Carlin, someone in my class cited your Forbes article in a paper they wrote." Because I wrote this article about the dark side of the Me Too movement that Forbes did not want to publish, by the way. Forbes almost took it and Forbes never questioned anything that I wrote for them. But that one article, that was the last thing, I think it was the last thing I ever wrote for them. One of the last things I ever wrote for them. They emailed me and said, "We're taking this down." And I said, "To hell you are." And then I got them to leave it up. But that article is still up today. It's called The Dark Side of the Me Too Movement. And apparently, one of Cider's classmates cited that article in a paper that they wrote. Anyway, this is to say that I have had my work published on some of the biggest websites in the world. And I know that it doesn't really amount to anything in a practical reality. I'm saying it not to be mean, but James Lindsay should be sharing your work if he really cared about winning the thing. He knows who you are. Yes, he does. This is in a competition for personal gain. James used to share my work. James has stopped sharing my work. Apparently, I did something to piss him off. So, or maybe he just thinks I suck. I don't know. But like, I can't force anyone to do anything. You know, he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. But this is what I keep trying to tell people. We are not on the same fucking team. We are not on the same team. If people in the anti-woke space were smart, they would be coordinating with each other. They would put whatever personal fucking grievances they have aside. They would be helping each other. They would be seeing how things could be. They would be doing exactly what the left does. The left doesn't all like each other, but they work with each other and they figure it out. The right doesn't do that. The right just works against each other. And so James Lindsay is allowed to do whatever he wants to do. I don't know why he refuses to share my stuff. I have no fucking idea. But he's allowed to do that, and I'm just like so past the point of caring. Maybe James Lindsay just thinks my work sucks. I have no idea. I know you have ideas, Allison. I know you sent me an email that I haven't looked at yet. But I saw it come up. I mean, I should have been, you know what? Like, maybe I really just should have become a grifter from the very beginning. Maybe all I should have done was to focus on finding these fucking own the lib videos. Maybe that's what I should have done from the very beginning. Right? Just like easy fucking things that like a 3rd grade reading level for people to understand. Nothing artsy, nothing flowery, nothing interesting, nothing unique. Just standard issue. Basically, you know what Joshua has said this to me like at least 15 times. He's like, "Carlin, why don't you just get AI to write your stuff? It would be done in about 3 seconds. You'd have a ready-made article." And I keep saying, "I will never ever write things via AI. I will make AI art. AI art is different, but I will never write things via AI. Maybe I should just start writing things via AI. I don't know. Less time, less effort, less substance, of course." Of course, I'll never actually do that, but, like, if I was being smart about this, if I was playing the game that the rest of those assholes are playing, that would be exactly what I would do. Yeah, I've had AI write video descriptions before, and it makes me feel like a smarmy goddamn salesperson. I have an AI tool to write that already. Because there was a short time on my channel where I'm like, "I'm just gonna do clickbait garbage." And I literally just had AI writing my titles, and, like, that lasted about 2 weeks because I couldn't do it. I would prefer you guys didn't do this. I would really prefer, please do not put him on the spot publicly about me. Please don't do that, because here's the thing, I don't know what he's gonna say. You don't know what he's gonna say, and I was fucking lucky that Nick Fuentes was a gentleman when someone said in a super chat to him about me, because as soon as that super chat came in, I was sweating it. I was like, "Oh, here we fucking go. Here we fucking go." And I was very lucky that he was a gentleman and he said nice things about me. I don't know that would be true for I don't know what James Lindsay would say. I'm not saying he would be a dick or anything. I don't know that that's true. I would just really prefer that he not be put on the spot publicly to talk about me. That would be my preference. I have kind of decided that let me look at a calendar, hang on. Let's see. We're doing that conference infiltration this week. Next week is probably gonna be really fallout from the conference infiltration and maybe a couple other things. I have kind of decided that I'm probably gonna be taking some time off from the 18th through the end of the year, where Oh, look at this. A good conservative. Well, let's just answer the question, even though this is a troll and probably shouldn't be acknowledged because they're a piece of shit garbage human being. How do you feel you're knowing you were in a relationship with a convicted pedophile? I wasn't in a relationship with a pedophile. He was never around children. He never did anything sexual with children. He never was involved in any of it. He ran a credit card processing program for his best friend's website when his best friend was doing shady shit that he didn't know about. And see, this is the thing. This is the thing is this fucking smear campaign? No, asshole. It's not a lie. You know how I know? 'Cause I was fucking there. I was fucking there. I will never apologize to you assholes for being loyal to my college fucking boyfriend who got put in a terrible position of being railroaded by the government. Oh, I do, huh? I do? How do you know that? How do you know? See, this is the thing, guys. I have to deal with this bullshit every single fucking day from conservative retards. And now we will block our friend and they can run on their merry way back to their mom's basement. Smear campaign run by the walkaway campaign. Run by the walkaway campaign that I have to deal with every fucking day of my life. Thank you, conservatives. I will never apologize to this bullshit. I will never bend the knee. I will never say I was wrong. I will never throw my friend under the bus. It will never fucking happen. I have never hid, never once in my life, that I had a friend that wrongfully went to prison for a crime he didn't commit. My entire supporter community knew about that because I had talked about it on supporter calls. I didn't lay out all the details because it wasn't necessary to lay out all the details and no one ever asked. But even if they had asked, I would have said because it wasn't a secret to anyone in my life at all that I had a friend that wrongfully went to prison for a crime he didn't commit. The reason my community wasn't fazed by that was because they all knew about it. But this is the reality when retarded conservatives and grifting organizations like Walkaway want you to shut the fuck up. They will not only go after you, they will go after your friend. But they went through my social media history for over 15 years. This is how desperate the walkaway campaign was to smear me. They went through my social media history for 15 years. All because they were pissed off that I became a libertarian and not a conservative, and I started telling conservatives how awful they were and why they were losing every possible thing. The ironic thing is that of anyone that was involved in Walkaway in 2020, I was probably the one that had more real Democrats following me, like real former Democrats that actually left the Democratic Party, because most of Walkaway was just conservative influencers. That's all it was. They didn't actually know other Democrats who had left the party. A lot of people left the party because of my story. I know that because they were following me. We talked about it. Like they would message me and stuff like that. But I was probably the great irony of this entire affair is that I probably had more real walkaway Democrats following me than anyone else involved. But that's not who walkaway wants to appeal to. They want to appeal to conservatives because that is where they raise their money. If you go onto the Walkaway Social website, which is the big social media platform that Brandon spent God knows how many millions of dollars building, go on to Walkaway Social sometime and look at how many people identify as walk with, because there's a category in Walkaway called the walk whiz. And those are people who were never Democrats, were never on the left. They were just conservatives that wanted to walk with the former Democrats. Go onto their social media site, and it says in everyone's profile, are you a walk away or a walk with? See how many walk withs there are, because almost everyone on that site is a walk with, because walkaway is made up entirely of conservatives. It is not, there are no, there's, look at their 5-year anniversary. Who spoke at their 5-year anniversary? Conservative fucking influencers. Every fundraising event was with conservatives, like rich conservatives. There's always these donors like running around. I want to say who they were, but like they were all conservative. Anyway, what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by conservative bullshit yet again is that I've kind of decided that I'm going to take some time off, I think starting the week of the 18th and going through the beginning of the year. And I may still do a stream here and there. Nothing scheduled. Just like probably late night stuff if I feel like it. I still want to do stuff on the Substack. There's other stuff I want to get together, like redoing my website. I just want to relax. I don't want to have any fucking pressure to do anything. I need to clean my house. I need to get shit organized at my house. That's another thing. Maybe I might even go to the gym. Because people don't know this, I used to go to the gym every fucking day. I used to do Orange Theory like every fucking day. I fucking loved Orange Theory. I need to go back to Orange Theory. I was really fucking good at Orange Theory. I was the best fucking rower. I was the best fucking female rower. Like one of the best female rowers in my Orange Theory gym. I think I actually set the record for like 30-second female row. Like the last year that I was there. So I'm going to take some time off and I might even go to the fucking gym. Orange Theory is this like hour class that you go and you do a rowing machine and you do free weights and you do treadmill. And it's like you get different classes every day and it's fun. And I was really fucking good at it because did you guys know, fun fact, did you guys know that when I want to get in shape, I can get in shape really quickly because I actually have the same, like my muscle fibers are like the same fast twitch fibers as elite athletes. The problem is I haven't been going to the gym. So I'm going to take some fucking time off. Sam, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And you might still hear from me here and there just because I can't not work because I think about work all the fucking time. But you know what? Fun fact, I was really into professional wrestling when I was in school, like in middle school and high school. And I almost, and this is I I almost went to professional wrestling school, but I didn't want to be a wrestler. I wanted to be like a referee. For some reason, I thought that like the referee would be like you'd still be in the ring close to everything, and I was like I kind of liked the idea of like being a female like referee. And I rode around to all these wrestling schools, and I actually got multiple professional wrestling schools to agree to train me on how to do that. I swear to God, I almost went to professional wrestling school. Not now, but I did almost back then. Wouldn't that have been funny? So I don't wanna let people down, and that's probably the biggest thing that, like, I keep hanging on to is, like, I know that I have so many people who support me, and I don't wanna let any of them down. I'm just so fed up. I'm exhausted, and I'm so tired of fighting. I'm so fucking tired of fucking fighting. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that movie tomorrow, Jennifer. I don't know how to break the news to you. I might let you down by not watching that movie tomorrow. I'm kidding, I'm gonna watch the fucking movie. Thank you, MB. They actually teach you to ref and also announce when learning to wrestle in the WWE. Oh, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna change the movie. It's fine. We're gonna watch Dangerous Beauty at some point, and so that's I don't know. If anyone has any thoughts, let me know. Let me know. We actually watched we've watched They Live from movie night before. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you like my cup? You wanna know where you can get one of these here all tears are tasty mugs or tumblers? The iconic all tears are tasty tumbler? Well, let me show you. Let me show you where you can get an all tears are tasty tumbler. Because one of the my merch. And you can go to unwokeart.com. And guess what, guys? As of 2 hours ago, the All Tears Are Tasty line is 25% off for 24 hours only. So you can get yourself an All Tears Are Tasty tumbler if you want one for 25% off. Or you can get a t-shirt or a bag or a mug or a sweatshirt. I'm wearing right now, hang on, this sweatshirt This one. And I cut the collar off, and it's really comfortable. And I'm probably gonna fall asleep in it tonight. I fell asleep in it last night. It's really, really that's not 25% off, but you can still get it. And I wanna get myself one of the red ones because I need a real Marxism one that I can wear for Socialism Saturday. So, I got lots of other cool stuff too. Because I can only wear red shirts for Socialism Saturday. Them's the rules. I saw you got the Orwell pig ones today. What makes conservatives so ridiculous? I'm truly asking. What makes them so fucking ridiculous? I was wondering if you can do patches that we can sew on our purses or backpacks. Well, let me check. I don't know that I've seen a patch option, but I like the idea. Let me check and see what they have. Patch. No, and I guess they don't have patch options on the website I use. That's not to say I can't do it. It's just to say I'd have to figure out a way to do it. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you. Their pride makes conservatives ridiculous. The moral panic that they're in, their religion. I bought Victor's Christmas present today. That's another thing. He's sleeping downstairs. Don't tell him what it is. Do you guys want to see what I got Victor for Christmas? Don't fucking tell him. Do you guys want to see? I feel like I have successfully attained like the highest status of wife that someone could possibly attain. Hang on, you guys can't tell him, not that he's on the internet anyway. You can't tell him what I bought him, okay? Everyone agrees? I got him the big Millennium Falcon Lego set because every year I get Victor a different Lego set, a different Star Wars Lego set. And I actually got him the very first one I ever got him was the smaller version of the Millennium Falcon. But this is the 7,500 piece version because the problem is that if I get Victor a Lego set, he then sits down on the couch and doesn't leave. And he has a whole workspace worked out. And he doesn't leave until he puts the whole thing together. So Victor will go through an entire Lego set in like a day and a half. And I'm like, I got this for you to like entertain you for several days after Christmas, buddy. I don't know why you're finishing this so quickly. And so he thinks he's going to get this done quickly. I got him the biggest possible fucking Lego set that I could get him. No one tell him. Don't spoil the surprise. Don't spoil the surprise. Has anyone seen one of those things in person? They're huge. I don't know where we're gonna fucking put it. I'm gonna be like, Victor, we're gonna have to talk about hanging this on the wall. I don't know where to put it. No spilling the beans. He's not gonna watch this anyway. Because he's downstairs sleeping right now. Anyway, thank you to the person who just placed an order in my Unwoke art store. I appreciate it. He got himself a tumbler. He got himself a tumbler. This tumbler is actually pretty rad. The color actually really does look great. I was so happy with the way the tumbler just came out. Steve, that was you. Thank you, Steve. You're gonna love your tumbler, my friend. Cheers. Anyway, I just wish there was a way to make this a little bit easier, is all I'm saying. Like, I wish there was a way to make it easier. I wish there was a way to eliminate the bullshit to like. This is why I stopped interacting with other content creators because it was like the amount of bullshit that comes into your life through mere interaction with other people is just not worth it. Never in my life did I think this was going to be my reality. Never in my fucking life. Anyway. Does anyone even use Facebook anymore? I don't even go on it anymore. I don't know. Jennifer, you still go on Facebook? Anyway. The thing with cons is their inability to see society has moved beyond their old-time utopia. That's why they're ineffective. They live in the past. Yeah. I think all these internet subcultures are just, like, so ridiculous. Like, all of these different little God, there was more drama in the whole kind of, like, Nick Fuentes sphere, and I caught up on the drama in the America First slash cozy space before I came online to talk to you guys. I watched a whole hour-long video about the new drama where, like, I guess to summarize it, Nick did an interview with Richard Spencer, and that pissed off some other white nationalist guy, and he denounced him. And then there were several videos made about him being denounced. And it's like, the incels in the America First sphere fight worse than women. They really do. It's so funny. I don't know why I thought of this right now, but like it's probably because they deny themselves sleeping with women. Because I don't think that most of them are involuntarily celibate. I think they could get girls if they wanted to. But like they deny themselves women because they have crazy ideas about like I mean, I guess that it's something kind of like idealistic, I guess, about, saving sex until marriage or whatever. I think it's unrealistic and I think it's a great way to have an awful sex life for the rest of your life because not everyone is sexually compatible and you don't know that if you haven't had sex. Anyway, the incels in the America First sphere, both the ones that like Nick and the ones that hate Nick, they all fight like women. All of them. They're more dramatic than women. And isn't it funny how they don't they don't talk to or interact with actual women? They keep actual women as far away from them as possible, but they act like women because they don't have any women around them, and so they have to balance it out, so they fight like women because it's just like It's just funny the way that works out sometimes. I find it very hard to take it seriously as well. I'm like, "All right, well, good luck." This is why, people have asked, why I've been, following his content lately. First of all, it's because he's one of the only people saying interesting things on the internet. Secondly, whether I agree with them or not, they're interesting things. Secondly, it's like, why would I be mad at their crazy ideas? I don't think they're ever actually going to get them implemented. There's no way in this universe that Nick Fuentes is going to be president and they're going to have the Christian nationalist monarchy and they're going to prevent women from leaving the home and they're going to outlaw all drugs and alcohol. This is not going to happen. This is not realistic. Like repealing the 19th, that's never going to happen. It's not real. So, like, why would anyone get mad about it? But it's funny to watch them, fight like women. Anyway. Is there any other questions or anything anyone wants to talk about? I'm just hanging out at this point. Because it's 2 AM and that's what people do at 2 AM apparently. Oh, yeah, for sure. The Christian nationalist movement glows hard. Yes. Yes. Well, that apparently that seemed to be the contention that they were pissed off that Nick interviewed with Richard Spencer because Richard Spencer is a Fed. Like that I was like, most of you are Feds. Come on. I mean, I thought the whole thing was pretty dumb, but I didn't watch it. I have no interest in watching it, but whatever. Yeah, a lot of conservatives seem to be talking about outlawing drugs lately. Like, guys, do you know what's going to get votes in 2024? If we make banning cannabis our number one issue. Like, bro, really? That's what what conservatives are going to lead with going into 2024 is let's ban porn and weed. And I'd be like, guys, this is like this is what conservatives are doing. They're like, guys, we've got the perfect platform. This can't miss. We're going to ban all abortion nationwide. We're going to ban all porn and we're going to ban weed. Oh my God. Oh, look, Blair White's fans are blah, blah, I can't even speak. Blair's fans are here. Oh, isn't that nice? You love running your mouth about conservatives, but girl, you're literally a woke tard. You have done nothing but attack our own. Well, cry harder, bitch. Cry harder. Come for Blair. It's going to cost you. Yo, I made a whole video months ago about how Blair is a lying shill who has everyone write her scripts for her because she's not smart enough to write her own scripts, that just wants to buy pretty clothes and wear pretty things and get conservatives who want to fuck her but will never admit it publicly to pay for them. And if you don't think that conservatives are going to cancel Blair at some point, you're fucking retarded, okay? Goodbye. I mean, no, I don't think that she will, but if she does, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Blair White has no relevance to what we're doing at all. Blair White the idea of Blair White being able to understand even a small portion of what we do is laughable. I'm very sorry, conservatives. I have a minimum IQ requirement of at least a 100 to be able to understand the content on my channel. It's not you. It's not that you're stupid, conservatives. It's just that we're smarter than you. And you know, I don't want you to feel bad for being stupid. It's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you were born with an IQ of less than 100. There are many places for you in the world. There are many stupid content creators in the world. Just not here. Just not here. We have standards here, conservatives. You would love to hear me talk about woo. What about woo specifically? What about woo specifically? We could talk about how I've created this reality for myself. I have created this prison for myself. I have somehow manifested this fucking bullshit fucking reality for myself. Well, the vape probably has something to do with that. Rottweiler, thank you for the super chat. Conservatives really want to be laughed into irrelevancy like in the 90s satanic panic. That or the prohibitionist are controlled opposition. Yep. No, I'm not going to woo like Ric Flair. I find it bizarre that like 100 people are watching me on a random stream at 2 a.m. where I'm not really talking about anything. Probably at least a dozen people hate watching me. Minimal. To try to catch something that they think is going to make me look bad that they can clip out of context because they have no fucking lives. Or they have insomnia. Yo, I woke up so early today. I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I couldn't get back to sleep until like 10:30. I was so mad. Because my sleep schedule is I go to sleep late. I go to sleep at like 3 to 4 in the morning. I just do. It's awful. I understand, but I've always been a night person. I've never been a morning person. So I go to sleep at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I usually sleep until like 10. And that's usually pretty good, except this morning I woke up at 6 and I couldn't get back to sleep until like 10:30. So I ended up sleeping until like 1:30 in the afternoon. So now my sleep schedule's all fucked up again, which is why I'm on the internet at 2 a.m. Anyway, I think I'm about to wrap it up though. Does anyone have any final questions or burning thoughts? I don't know that I've actually come to any conclusions tonight. That is way too deep of a question for me to answer right now. I'm sorry. I don't have any good deep answer for that. Maybe if I thought about it for a while. See, this is the other thing about socialism too, is I can't just snap my brain out of thinking about socialism and into other things. Once I get into fucking socialism brain, like I'm there and I can't see anything other than that. And it sucks. And I'm so fucking tired. I am so fucking tired of like really feel like I'm producing some of the best fucking work in the space and I cannot get anywhere with it. I really thought things would change. I never thought I would have the biggest audience. Never thought that. Never wanted that. Don't think that's productive. But I really thought I would get more traction than I've been able to get. I really, really did. But no, influencers have to steal my work instead because they can't be bothered to do it on their own. Will LGBT people go to the gulags? No. Not it won't be on the basis of them being LGBT, it will be on the basis of them not being good comrades. I finished the Groiper shawl. I'm making fringe for the Groiper shawl. Do you guys wanna see it? It's hard to show because I haven't blocked it, and so it's kind of curled at the bottom, but it'll all be fixed. But can't I can't I can't get the border to show. Anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a bunch of fringe all along the bottom. So I was making fringe earlier. But it turned out pretty good, I think. I need to block it. Hi, Steve. I'm an occasional viewer. I enjoy enjoy the streams. Very informative, really challenging some old views. Thanks. I appreciate that, Steve, and I appreciate you buying the tumbler tonight. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is true. As an honest observer, your work is too smart for most Americans, let alone conservatives. I could never show it to most black people I know, for example. Well, that's actually funny, Vince, because honestly, it's like the black conservatives and the black libertarians have actually been some of the most receptive to my work. That's the God's honest truth, is that I've actually like, I was on Sonny Johnson's show, I got a great like, a really, 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 like, good response to that. I've connected with, like, a lot of black conservatives and, like, liberation and libertarians in, like, Twitter Spaces, and they've actually been some of the most receptive to it. I like the black conservatives. I like them a lot. Like, they're very, like they're much better than, like the black conservatives are so much fucking better than the white conservatives. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. No offense, but, like, I mean, I'd say the black libertarians are better than the white ones too, to be honest. It's like I feel like they're more grounded in reality. Like, they actually I feel like the black conservatives and the black libertarians are, like, more focused on can we actually just solve fucking problems? Can we actually just solve problems, please? Can we just solve problems? Like, I find them to be more focused, and I enjoy the conversations with them, and I find them to be more receptive. So, score 1 for the black conservatives and the black libertarians. I don't know. I kind of feel like he would be dismissive. I used to watch him, and then he stopped saying things that I found interesting. So, T-Bone Man, thank you for the super chat. Where is the best place in your Substack to binge read your wisdom for a receptive conservative? Okay, well that's a good question. Let me show you around the Substack. So hang on. Do, 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 do. So it really depends on what you want to know, but I need to create another category for like my investigative reports, but where I would probably start is either with the Woke Mind series or the Woke 101 series. So, the My Day with the Socialist series, this is going to be all my socialist undercover content. The Woke Mind section, this is about the psychology of the left, and so I would go back and maybe start at the very beginning of the Woke Mind content and learn about the psychology of the left. That might be where I would start, like just work your way forward. The Woke 101 series is where I'm breaking down like different just questions, like basic questions about the left and what they do and why they do what they do and stuff like that. So that might be a good place to go. Let's see. The video vault are for clips. So that's all video clips. But if you wanted to read, I would start with one of those. I should probably oh no, 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 fuck, that's not what I want to show you. 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 I don't think I actually showed you anything incriminating. I think you just got a blank screen. I think you just got a blank screen, right? Tell me you just got a blank screen. There was nothing really incriminating on what I just clicked on. I just want to. Oh, it didn't load. It didn't load. Ha! It didn't load. Yeah, don't show us your porn. Exactly. That was just the back end to it, not what I wanted to show you. But again, there's nothing like super incriminating. It would just given more people. It would have given my enemies more information than I'm ready for them to have. So yeah, that's what I would do. What I want to do is make a section for my like investigative reporting and just go back and add all my investigative reporting to it. So anyway. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no. Yeah, I'm trying to hide my secret Substack porn stash, the back end. Oh, goodness. Anyway, it's almost 2:30 in the morning, so I should probably call it a night. But thank you guys for spending some time with me. Thank you for letting me talk through my existential crisis live on the internet. I don't think we've come to any conclusions tonight. T-Bone Man, I would love to see all that too. I've seen snippets of you on and off ever since I first saw you on Glenn Beck. I will read your stuff with great interest and an open mind. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, T-Bone Man. I appreciate that. I mean, I do more journalism than full-time journalists, so, you know. Oh god, my thoughts on the comedy film from the Daily Wire. You want me to rant about this again? Really? I thought we were chilling out here. Come on. Like, this is the stupidest thing that I've ever seen in my life. The Daily Wire was supposed to just make good stories. That was the whole point. It was not to make political fucking comedy. It was just to make good stories. Their whole movie outfit started off with the premise of we're just going to make good stories. And then they veered into we're going to remake movies that we think Hollywood screwed up and like we're going to make political commentaries with our fucking commentators as the stars. Who the fuck wants to watch that? Like, I have a limited amount of movie viewing time and it's not going to be spent viewing anything the Daily Wire is making. I'll tell you that. Because they have no original ideas, is the thing. They have no fucking original ideas. This is why conservatives don't create culture. They have no original ideas. I cannot believe how much the Daily Wire's gone downhill, at least in my eyes. There it is. Felt like I had a hair hanging right in front of my face. So I was like, what's going on? Yes, conservatives definitely love the struggle as much as the left. You're bringing your parents to movie night? It's fine, Jennifer. It's your world. It's fine. I'll try to be appropriate around your parents. God. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. No bot, please. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say, and it's 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed. I don't know. There's a solution to this problem, I guess. I just don't know what the solution is. I just really, really wish something would come along to make this like a little bit easier, or I would get some sort of fucking sign from the universe saying, like, this is either I want a sign from the fucking universe. I want a sign from God saying either this is absolutely what you should be doing and you need to stay the course, or you need to move on to go do something else. Yeah, Jennifer, we were talking earlier that I think I'm gonna take the 18th through the beginning of the year off to like, do things around my house and like go to the gym and try to get on some sort of like normal fucking human being schedule. I need some fucking sign from God. I need either a sign from God saying you need to keep doing this and it's going to be okay, or you need to stop and move on with something and move on to something else in your life. Listen, man, I've switched careers before. Like, I've never had a problem switching careers. If I want to switch careers, I can switch careers. There's a lot of things I can do. There's a lot of things I can do, quite frankly, more to be more that would be more lucrative than what I'm doing now. So I have no doubt that if I needed to move on from this, I could move on to something else. I could probably just sell merch full time and make merch full time, and, like, that would actually probably end up making more money. But, like, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, I need some sort of fucking sign. And if I don't get a sign, I'll just assume that this is not what I should be doing. That's what it is. I don't know what that is, Jennifer. I'm not a witch. You have to tell me what your witch language means. I need like a big booming voice from the sky level of sign from God. The goddess of the crossroads. Thank you, T-Bone Man. I appreciate that. What I know is that if I've ever been off path in my life, that the universe has a way of booting you back onto the path you're supposed to be on. And it might not be a fun thing to go through, but like anytime that I've really been going down a path that I didn't that I kind of knew instinctually wasn't the best thing for me to do, the universe had a way of showing up and like saying, "Nope, nope, you're not going in that direction. Nope, nope, you've gone too far. Nope, nope, mm-mm," and like boot your ass back into another direction. So if this is not the direction I'm supposed to be going in, then I need a fucking sign or fucking something to say, "Girl, you need to go over there." Or, "Nope, stay where you are. Keep going." They're teaching everything I show you in every state. I would like a big booming voice from the sky to tell me what to do. That is the sign that I would like. That is my intention. Well, that fucking sucks. They have one fucking job. Anyway. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you for hanging out, guys. See you later. Have a good one.